Access Fort Wayne offers reflections of our community. Production facilities provided by Access Fort Wayne are a service of the Allen County Public Library. The views and opinions expressed do not necessarily represent those of Access Fort Wayne, the Allen County Public Library, or any other supporting organizations. For more information about creating your own television program with Access Fort Wayne, call 421-1250.
Hello, and welcome to our show, The American Veteran. I'm Dale Parrish, your host. Carl Fowler is co-host. Also joining us today is Art Sovacool. And before I introduce our guest, several months ago I spoke to the Korean War veterans, the ones that served between June of 50 and July of 53, that the South Korean government is wanting to give them a ambassador of peace, ambassador to peace medal, ambassador for peace medal. If you can zero in on this. It's very beautiful to make a nice keepsake, and they also give us, sent us this. If you could zero in on that. Okay, I'll read this. It's got Korean on one side and English on the other. I'll read the English side. It is a great honor and pleasure to express the everlasting gratitude of the Republic of Korea and our people for the service you and your countrymen have performed in restoring and preserving our freedom and democracy. We cherish in our hearts the memory of your boundless sacrifices in helping us reestablish our free nation. In grateful recognition of your dedicated contributions, it is our privilege to proclaim you an ambassador for peace with every good wish of people of the Republic of Korea. Let each of us reaffirm our mutual respect and friendship that they may endure for generations to come. That's by the Minister of Patriots and Veterans Affairs, Republic of Korea, and the Chairman of the Korean Veterans Association, Republic of Korea. I think this is a real neat keepsake. And friends, it seems so far that the two nations are the best of friends.
You know, I don't know of any other nation that we've had dealings with, let me put it that way, that have shown so much gratitude to the veterans as Korea has in recognizing us not only with medals and everything, but trips, paid trips back to their country. Expenses paid, so forth this way. Plus, the Koreans here in the United States have honored us on many, many occasions, so forth.
Right here in Fort Wayne,
Yeah. It's really an outstanding show of gratitude by the nation for what we've done for them, and it's appreciated.
If the Korean veterans would like to have this, they can get on the internet and just enter Ambassador for Peace application, and the address is on it. Just send it in with a copy of DD 214, and you'll get one of these as a keepsake for your kids, grandkids, whatever.
And they have to meet the qualifications.
Yeah, between those dates I mentioned, June 50 to July of 53.
Right.
Yeah. either on land or the adjacent waters. Our guest today is Tony Deleon. Welcome to our show, Tony.
Thank you.
You're in the reserves. You had your basic training already.
That's correct.
And ready to be deployed.
Yep, I'm about to get deployed later on this month. I'm with the 384th here in Fort Wayne, but I'm currently leaving with the 447th out of North Canton, Ohio.
Okay.
North Canton, Ohio. Will this be your first trip out of the country?
This will.
You
Yes,
looking
sir.
forward to it?
I am. I'm basically everything you could imagine as far as excited, nervous.
Emotions.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It'll be a good experience for you, and I hope you have a good service down there.
Oh, definitely. Thank you.
Yeah. What is your job, your MOS?
My MOS is I'm a 31 Echo, which is a corrections officer.
So you'll be at the prison.
Yes.
Be what?
For what I know of,
Oh.
that's correct. I'll be working inside.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Well, fill us in on your basic training. Hopefully, there's a lot of people out there that would like to join the reserves.
Yeah, it's definitely it's an outstanding experience. They teach you a lot of leadership, and you meet some amazing people out there as well. I went to Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. That's where I did my basic training and my advanced individual training.
Now, is that all at one time, or you go out there? Or?
Yeah, I was there for the full 10 weeks for basic, and then an extra 8 weeks for my advanced training.
Then in the meantime, it's what's the program then?
As far as that goes, we have training once a month. It's 1 weekend a month, and we have a 2-week training once a year that we have to go through. So,
Yeah.
So you won't be like an MP, will you? Or
I'm considered a military police. Yes.
you are an MP. Okay, very good.
Are they going to give you an acclimation training prior to going to Cuba?
Yes. Yep. Yes, sir.
Okay. We've had people on the show here before that was down at Gitmo, and they seem to think it was a pretty decent place.
It's a lot better than other places. You know, for a first deployment, it'll get my feet wet, I guess you could say.
R&R. Rest and relaxation.
Yeah.
Yeah. I assume that going through your basic and everything is you learn to accept responsibility and realize that there's a little weight on your shoulders and do the job correctly.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Yep.
Yeah. How tough is the training, Fort Leonard Wood?
Going through an MP school or training, it's they hold you to a higher standard, so they expect nothing but the best out there. So it's got its range of ups and downs as far as training and what to expect. So
You'd recommend any youngster to join and take that training, right?
I would. It's a great experience. It betters you as a person, individually. You know, it sets the standards. It lets you know exactly what you need to, help pursue.
You grow up a little.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Sure.
Now, if you go down there doing guard duty, is that it? Inside or outside?
That I'm not too sure of.
You're not that far along yet, huh?
No, sir.
Have that information. Okay.
Guess they can drive around down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can go out on the beach.
We'll see.
I don't know whether there's any surf there or not, but you're probably not going to do much surfing. But I think it is a place you can enjoy.
That's what I've heard. Is there's
have
things
all
to
the
keep
facilities there for you and everything.
Sure. I don't believe they can go to town every night.
Don't go. Well, they're their own town.
Yeah,
They're self-contained.
yeah, that's for sure.
I've heard that's good duty, and I hope you enjoy it, and you'll get out of it what you put into it. I think they told us that in the military. You know, you only get out what you put in, and if you go there with the idea of fitting in and enjoying it, I think you will.
Is there an airfield there? Did they fly you down, or?
I'm not even too sure of
Navy
that
base
yet.
there, so I think the Navy flies in.
Well, I can land them on a carrier.
Well, I think they have an
I can
airfield.
swim the rest of the way.
That would be a hell of a swim.
Yeah, sir. Well,
Sharks down there. Okay. So, when you went in, did you know you was going to be an MP? Was that kind of an outfit, right?
Yeah, that's. I was looking to go into the military police when I first enlisted. So
yeah.
Well, you're a pretty tall guy. You look like you're pretty fit, so I think you'll probably fit in that role pretty good.
I hope so.
Yeah, sure.
I've trained to do so.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, you get into special training for that, martial arts and so forth?
No, they give us just basic combatives that we go through with basic, and then with our advanced individual training, they give us a little bit deeper courses to go through.
You have to learn to defend yourself, right?
That's
So
correct.
forth. Handle prisoners.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
How many years do you have to sign up for on active reserve?
On active reserve, they give you a 8-year total term. It's 5 years of active reserve and then 3 years of inactive.
Inactive, what does that consist of? Just being available?
That's correct. Yeah, you're still enlisted at that time. If you don't want to re-up, then I don't think that you...
They don't monitor anything in the inactive, do they?
That's correct.
But active, you have to go to summer camp and that?
We have to go to our monthly training, and then we also have to go to the yearly training. So
Plus whatever deployment they have.
that's correct.
They still go up in Michigan for training? Do you know?
I'm not too sure. I went out to Fort Dix, New Jersey, for my training. I went with it was like a pre-deployment type of assessment that we had to go through with the 447th.
Yeah.
Fort Dix, New Jersey. I went there in 1978.
Okay. Pre-deployment training there consists of what? How to
It was
health concerns or what?
That's correct. It was a lot of our health assessments that we had to go through, just basically making sure that we are at a deployable state our bodies are, as well as just catching up and reviewing with all of our classes.
Make sure you're well qualified for it.
That's correct.
Okay. Sounds good. I kind of envious of somebody going overseas that way and getting in a spot that they can enjoy.
Yeah.
You didn't enjoy yours too much, did you?
Not in the Marine Corps, but when I went into the Army, yeah, I had a lot of fun.
You did. Okay. That was Korea, though, right?
Well, it was Korea, and I also went to Berlin, Germany for a couple of years and got to see the inside of the wall. Didn't get to see the outside of the wall so much.
Okay.
Got to see a lot of the inside of the wall.
Well, so you get to join the military and see the world, right?
Yeah. I'm afraid you're going to be seeing a little more of Iraq, or maybe Syria.
Yeah.
I think it's going to have to come to that. If they can't get any more help than what they're getting so far. Boots on the ground.
So what is your goal, lifetime goal for the military? You're just going to have one position as a military police, or?
As of right now, I plan on staying with the military police. I'm not too sure if I wanted to branch out and go other MOSs or other jobs yet, but as of right now, it's sticking with the military police.
Yeah.
Do the military police work up through the grades the same as you do in any other branch of service? Go from enlisted man to officer, or?
I'm pretty sure that they do. I'm not 100% certain. I know.
Okay. Well, as if you're looking at it as sort of a career, why you would hope that the end result would be somewhere higher than what you went in as.
Oh yeah, I'm hoping so. But.
Okay.
How long have you been in now?
It's coming up on a year and a half.
Year and a half. Is this deployment something you asked for?
It was a voluntary deployment.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Volunteer to Guantanamo, or just a volunteer to be deployed?
Just a voluntary deployment.
Yeah. So he didn't really know then where he was going.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Now, how'd you get hooked up with this outfit out of Ohio?
That's just one of the few that are deploying at that time that needed, soldiers.
So they bring you into them to bring it up to strength and so forth?
That's correct.
Before you go over?
That's correct.
Okay, because I'm going to say you being local here, and I thought, well, you didn't train with them or anything, so I was wondering what the tie-in was.
Mm-hmm. It's just with that you ask for the voluntary deployment and say you're ready to go. Then they tie into other units that are needing the soldiers to.
So they find a slot for you.
That's correct.
Fit you right in there.
Yep.
Pretty good. Get an expense paid tour on Uncle Sam. Yeah.
If some young people are listening and thinking about joining, what would they expect? Or take them through pretty much step by step to what they'd have to be doing and where they would go, and
okay.
Where's the enlistment? Where's the enlistment office?
I enlisted at the office off of Coliseum. It's right by the Glenbrook Mall here in town.
Yes.
I went in and talked to a couple of the recruiters there, and from there they talk about the type of job you're looking for. They have you take the ASVAB to see if you can place into the job that you're looking into. At that point, they give you, dates as far as when your basic and AIT, advanced individual training, would be, and from that point on, you go through the training, and you find out where you're going to be stationed at if you're active duty, or your reserves, you're assigned to one that's closest to you, and you continue to go through your training, and that's about where you end up.
So as soon as you joined, then they start paying you for your service?
As soon as you are enlisted, they start paying you for the time that you're away, either at basic or after you get back, and you're.
So they keep track of your hours that you're with them.
That's correct.
They don't pay you for staying at home when you're not.
No.
Okay, so it's an hourly type pay.
That's correct.
When you went through your training, was it co-ed training, or was it, individual training, or what kind of training was it?
It was co-ed. We had, I actually went through basic with a bunch of the 31 Bravos, which is another set. It's the actual MPs, and I trained with them. They had quite a few female soldiers there as well. And then after basic, we split off into our individual MOSs, and we did our separate training there as well. And there was a couple of females that were in our graduating class.
Yeah. How do you feel about that? Should they be there or not?
I feel like it's a great opportunity for male or female. I think that they can bring, a different side to each combat, to each mission that's available.
Yeah.
But their MOS would probably be a little different than yours.
No, there were 31 echoes as well, which is a corrections officer.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
So I have mixed feelings about them being on the front line,
Well, I do too.
Really not too mixed. I just don't think they should be there.
As a corrections officer, I think you should be able to handle a prisoner.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure that the females would be able to handle a burly type prisoner. Of course, she probably has backup,
Oh yeah.
and that's a salvation for her.
But as far as training goes, they don't want you to be by yourself. There's should always be another soldier there with you. So.
Okay, you work in pairs, or more.
Or more. That's correct. Depending on what exactly it is that the mission is that day. I'm not sure what to expect as far as what my deployment's going to ask from me or the soldiers that we're going with, but the training that we've gotten is comparative to having more than one person deal with a situation.
Well, I think even after training, you won't be by yourself, will you?
No, that's why he's saying.
No, okay, all right.
Because I'm thinking of, it's one thing to stand guard in a hallway or something this way. It's something else to go in and extract a prisoner out of his cell. So two different scenarios as far as I'm concerned.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Do they give you basic infantryman's training when you went through your boot camp and advanced training?
That's correct. They give us the basic soldiering skills. It's more of a well-rounded. It's not necessarily just for, your MOS. They get you to the point where it's your basic duties as a soldier. So.
Yeah, basic training is for everybody, right?
That's correct.
Advanced basic is where you get your MOS, right?
That's correct.
What's your job description and so forth.
Well, I was just wondering, like out there at Fort Dix, did they put you on a fire maneuver range, or did they just put you on a pistol range or a rifle range? Or
when I was at Fort Leonard Wood, they had us with the rifles and then when we got to our advanced individual, which was more split up, they gave us our pistol requirements as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I was sitting there thinking about my basic training, how they treated you.
Well, mine too.
it's a whole lot different today.
I think it's a different ball game.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that I would be prepared for today's combat or
No.
training and so forth this way.
No.
We lived a simpler life.
Yeah.
But we went through the same experience. I took basic training and then advanced basic, which gave me my job description, my MOS, what I was going to do. And then I went into a unit. And, yeah, I don't think that's changed. Probably won't change. So, now I understand Gitmo down there has all the facilities, laundry and movie theater and ice cream stores and barber shops and everything that way. But basically you don't leave the base.
Okay.
So I think it's fenced in, and I don't think you go outside the fence. So
From what I've heard, we have to stay there on the naval base. We're not allowed to leave. So.
but the base is huge. So it's not like you're fenced in, you fence the others out.
Are you going to be ready for the temperature change?
That I think I can handle the temperature change rather than staying here and dealing with the Fort Wayne winters.
Winter.
So
Yeah.
I don't know, you're talking almost 100 degrees every day down there in Gitmo.
Are you? Yeah. You been there, Art? Or
I've been to Gitmo for exactly 2 days.
that was
It was in and out,
Yeah. Just a stop on the flight. Huh?
just to stop on my way to wherever I was going.
Yeah.
What I did is when I was on the Mediterranean cruise and I was coming back into the States to go to Vietnam, they flew me into Gitmo, and then they put me on board the ship out of Gitmo back up into Florida to get onto a flight to go to California.
So you got a cruise out of the deal yet?
Oh, I got to go everywhere that they wanted me to.
Yeah.
well, they do have a decent airstrip then.
Yes,
Yeah.
I got a decent airstrip. As I say, it's just the heat,
Yeah.
And it was like when we went into Vietnam, we went from, I was out of upstate New York, which is in the same kind of weather you got here, basically, maybe a little colder, but you went into 100 to 115 degree heat, and then you had to survive it for a year.
Takes a while for the blood to thin out, don't it?
Yeah.
Is that enlistment center? Is that just reserves, or is that regular Army?
Probably
You
both.
know,
For
where you enlisted?
I enlisted as a
Glenbrook.
reservist.
As a reservist, yeah, but are the same people enlist the
Full-time Army.
Oh yeah, they do
regular Army? Yeah.
active, National Guard, and reserve.
Yeah. Okay. Is that the same building where the Marines are got different offices there?
That's correct. They had Air Force, Marines, Army, and
Okay.
if you go into the branch that you're looking to enlist as, you go talk to those recruiters. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, you said you had a enlistment, what, about 7 years or so?
An 8-year commitment.
8-year commitment. Do you think you'll re-up at that point? Or, in other words, you going for a full career? Or
At this point, I'm going to play it by the deployments to see how everything.
you're going to see how
pans
they
out.
treat you first. huh?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, wise choice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because who knows what the future holds, right?
That's correct.
Okay. Well, I had experiences with lots of guys that served over 20 years, 30 years, and they wouldn't trade it for nothing. They liked it,
Oh yeah.
but they like the structure and everything that you get.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
go ahead.
Tony, we're out of time. I want to wish you luck with your deployment.
Thank you.
And thank you for being on the show.
Thank you very much for showing up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Lots of luck to you.
Yes, very, very much.
Thank you.
I don't think you'll need it, but
Thank you for watching our show. Remember, freedom is not free. If you see a veteran or someone in uniform, just walk up to them. Thank you, or thank them for their service. Thank you, and good night.